Let's talk about planes of motion in pole dance. Our incredible human bodies move in 3 principal planes of motion. Firstly, the sagittal plane. This is where movements directly out in front and behind us occur. So things like lunges, bicep curls and shoulder extension. Any of those flexion and extension type movements. Then we have the frontal plane. This is where lateral movements take place. This is all those adduction and abduction type movements like jumping jacks, lateral raises, side bending and other movements out to the sides. Finally, the transverse plane is where our rotational movements happen. This includes rotation of the torso, but also rotation of individual body parts, like internal and external rotation of the arms. When we pole dance, we move our bodies through all 3 of these planes of motion, usually all at once, because, well, we like to be extra fancy like that. So take a look at this twisted ballerina trick as an example. The back leg and arm are both in extension behind us. This movement takes place in that sagittal plane, along with the spinal extension of the back bend. The front leg and arm are both abducted in the frontal plane, and the thoracic rotation that puts the twist state into this ballerina is in the transverse plane, along with the external rotation of the front leg. Why does it matter? Well, it's an important consideration when programming exercises for pole dancers, because the training that we do off the pole should reflect what we need to do on the pole. We need to be strong through all 3 planes of movement, so once we've mastered the basics of pushing, pulling, squatting and hinging, taking our off the pole exercises outside this traditional gym-based sagittal plane is a really good way to prepare our bodies for the demands of pole. For example, once you've got your horizontal pulling in that sagittal plane really strong, adding some rotation to that in the transverse plane will help to make it more pole specific. If you want to geek out more on how to get strong for pole, check out my blog, my online programs and my book, Strength and Conditioning for Pole, at thepolept.com.